Welcome back. Howdy. I'm going to introduce you to, my note card today, which is just kind of funny. I'm trying to get through this Genesis here in the Bible. And in my other videos, I've explained that I was asked by my kid if I'm a Christian. And I'm like, well, yeah, just a weird one, like different. Because I know all this other shit. So I'm sharing with you all the exciting other shit. So I'm going through Genesis here. And this is my note card. This is actually really funny. So here are my notes. We've got, I'll put the camera on it. We got circumcision clothing, cheese dick versus animal. We got 2 old lady babies, a pile of rocks. We got sheep herding sluts, and we got a nuclear gangbang. And that's pretty bad, right? But look, for me, it jogs my brain and it helps me to get through some of this exciting stuff to talk about. So I'm here at Smith & Sons Coffee and Sacred Mountain Properties. I sell property, ranches, land. And I'm gonna come over here to some really cool necklaces I cut, and we can look at those while I talk about this fun stuff. This one's kind of cool. It's kind of got like an eye in it. Oh God. You see that? Anyways. Let's get to it. There's fun stuff here. Tell you what. So the first thing we'll do here is old lady babies. So the first old lady baby is Abraham or Abram's wife Sarah, and there are different pronunciations, whatever. Here we go. So is anything too hard for me, the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. And this was like this big funny thing is like, how could this old lady have a son when she's 90 plus years old? So she does. But what's more interesting about that, and then there's another old lady baby back here, and then they're kind of the same type of story, is before that, many things were called blessings from God, like, Abram's doing, her housemaiden, and has a son with her, and in the other story, there's other stuff, and then there's seducing of parents by kids with wine, because it's just crazy, and it's crazy in that it's more of an ancestral story of a people. And a lot of things in there were called blessings by God, and I don't know about that. I don't read it that way. That being said, some things really are and are interesting. Definitely are. So, with that one here, with that one there, right before Abram's wife Sarah has this baby, the Lord says to him, and this is right on, man, because it's scientific. No one wants cheese dick. Like, you know what I mean? And so what does that mean? This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. So yes, foreskin is more of a natural thing, right? Like if you have pants, then you're getting hot down there and you're getting a cheese dick. So unfortunately, that was called out a long time ago, and I know everybody doesn't do that, but there you go. That's cheese dick in the Bible. And I think it's so interesting at the science behind so much of this that we've gone over. And you can go back in my other videos and check out Name of God, Enoch, and what the difference is between angels and aliens and all that good stuff. I didn't even show my other book in this video because I'm not even bringing really anything up about the lost teachings of Jesus. But here we go, right? So we're circumcising kids. We got through that one. That's interesting. And then the sheep herding sluts, right? So we got these women out here, and I don't like it. And I say sheep herding sluts because it's funny to me, because it tries to jog my memory. But I don't really like the ownership of women that's portrayed in the Old Testament. And the reason I don't like it is because those things I don't really necessarily were blessed by God. Because here you got these two dudes that are out, going into anybody they can. They call sex going into someone else, which I think is very graphic. But that being said, they're doing servants and all this, and servitude and ownership, and those aren't necessarily things that I saw that were blessed by God. What I did see was blessed by God was like the in your face, Sarah had a baby at 90 plus years. And then you come over to this other dude over here. You got this other guy over here. And God remembered Rachel. And God hearkened to her and opened her womb. And she conceived and bore a son and said, God hath taken away my reproach. And it was the same sort of thing where like Rachel was, and her husband, and Rachel had Leah bore Jacob a son for him, and like it was the same sort of thing going on. And so my big thing about it is once again, it's like, nah, I don't really believe. If the blessing is the old lady baby, then that's like a smackdown from the Creator that you don't need to be out screwing everything in the field. Stick to your lady. Eventually, when time's right, you're gonna have the kid. That's just kind of how those two stories go to me. In another story, there's a pile of rocks that are put between two groups that are warring. And they both agreed to say the unspeakable name of God, which is mentioned in and bless the rocks so that they wouldn't attack each other. That's mentioned in my first video. You should check it out because it's interesting what it means and the power in it. That being said, here we go, right? In my second video, I covered angels and aliens, the Watcher angels, which are aliens, which comes out of the book of Enoch. But now I'm going to cover demons just for a second, okay? So chapter 22, and a lot of people are going to be mad I say this, but this is demonic. And it came to pass after these things that God, did tempt Abraham, but over here it says Abram. It's spelled two different ways, by the way, on different pages. It's the same dude. And said unto thee, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thy only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and give him to the land of Moriah, and offer him for a burnt offering upon the mountains which I tell thee of. No. Now, you don't burn kids. God would never tempt anyone to burn a kid. That is against the world of creation. It's sacrilegious. And now I'm going to go to my other book. There are demons in this world, and that's how I was introduced to all this shit. When I was a kid, I was attacked by demons, had a horrible fever, and for 3 days I hallucinated. 3 demons came at me, and there was a screaming lady. There was, I hallucinated seeing knives that were coming out of everywhere, and blades coming out of everywhere by this blade demon guy. And then there was the shadow man behind the TV controlling it all. Those 3 demons tormented me for 3 to 4 days. And I never saw the world like other people. That was when I was very young. And that's weird. I don't tell people that. So I told a video on what the hell I'm doing. This is my book was The Lost Teachings of Jesus. In this book, Seeds in the Wind, you can't find it on Amazon. They have the Lost Teachings of Jesus in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And it is in stark violation. No way. That was demonic. So this demon did this. And then an angel did appear to stop him from killing his son. Thank God on that one, right? That's great. That's great. So moving on, we got the pile of rocks. We got the sheep herding ladies who really aren't sluts. But you know what the problem is? Some of them were like in the stories seducing your dad with wine. Like what the hell is that? That is not blessed by anything besides. And I'll get into alcohol later. Alcohol is named for a demon named Al Ghul. And that's why people go crazy, and it's such a bad thing for people in the world. Is because you lose control of yourself, and then that demon takes over. And that demon loves to fight. He's just a fighter demon, that guy. Fuck you, Al Ghul. I don't drink anymore. Okay, so we got through that there. We had a little demon possession there going on. A little demon talking to this dude going to go kill his kid. He didn't do that, thank God. We've got a pile of rocks. That's awesome. They blessed him with the name of God, and they both respected that. They didn't fight. So yeah, and we have all of these things covered except, you know, the nuke gang rapers. And that's just kind of it kind of goes to Ancient Aliens. Remember that show? Well, this book came out before the show ever came out, years before, and predicted Apophis coming in 2029, and Lost Teachings of Jesus, UFO contact, all that good stuff. So that was my first book. But yeah, you know, when I was reading this, I had that in mind, is the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah in there. You know, you got like this gang raping going on, all this weird shit going on, and boom. And the way it's described, it does sound like a nuke going off. And then the whole lady turned into a pillar of salt. There you go. So, question. Here we got demons over here. We got angels that I talked about, angelic mobilization in an earlier video and how all that works. So now we got demons. And then I think we have a nuke going off, which would be Watcher aliens. Angels, aliens, Watchers. The Watchers are definitely UFOs. They bred with humans and created the giants, and they do God's bidding, and there you go, boom, right? You know, they blew some shit up. That's how I read it. I still got a ways to go, but the lesson here and the moral here is so many things you can say are godly or good, but I don't know, man. Like a lot of them, like ownership of people, you know, not trying to just conceive with anybody you can because you want to have a bunch of kids, not having faith that your wife will get you where you need to go. These type of things were like smacked down with the two old lady babies. It's like, no, here you go. See, your wife can do it. And I love that. Those are two acts of godliness in here. The destruction of the city through the UFOs, there you go. But the rest of it really seems like a family history, and a lot of family history going in there, and that's great. But I'm glad we got through that one. That was fun. And I'll catch you on the next one to hopefully end Genesis finally. And we'll move on to the next book, which I'm excited to because there's a lot of hidden, interesting stuff in there. Have a good one. Peace.